Love to our Akati. Love to our Akati. Love to our sister, Miss D, in the Copper Color Awakening. Love to the Young Warrior feature drop. Look, y'all might think this is, something unimaginable, but imagine through the eyes of the young, of the youth. I'm so proud of this brave young warrior for standing up like a man, standing up like a king and telling his story. Listen to his story. Drop Nation, love to all. Let go.
How doing? This Miss D in a Copper Color Awakening.
Come on.
Thank y'all for tuning in. This is my eldest child, my son, Xavier, that I give all praise and honor to
Hey.
that I got to see him turn 10 yesterday, so it has been a blessing.
King.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Xavier, and
How old are you?
I'm 10. I just turned 10 yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm talking about my dream about our people in the government.
Okay. Start.
Alright. So, first off, it was a war between the government and our people. Warriors. We were warriors. The government won, and they killed most of our people at the slave arrest.
So you said they killed most of our people and enslaved the rest in your dream?
Yes.
Okay. And what color was these warriors? Our people, what color were they?
It was some was my skin.
Your skin complexion, so you mean brownish red?
Yes.
Copper color, okay.
And some were darker and some were lighter.
Okay.
So me, I was one of those slaves.
Okay, you was a slave, okay.
Yeah. So when I was trying to save our people, it was up to me because everyone was afraid that they would get killed by the government if they tried to save our people.
Okay.
So I wasn't scared. So when I was sneaking.
Sneaking what? You was sneaking, like, where was you held at? Like, what? Like, you was sneaking?
In prison.
Okay, you were in a prison.
Jail.
Okay.
So when I broke out of jail, I took out 2 guards there, and I was by the science lab. It's right by the jail.
Okay.
Because they would have us stand there and they will pick one by the other and they will kill them right in front of us because they was doing wrong. And then they would take us, put it in a chair, and we tried to struggle out, but they grab a gun and shoot us. So when I was sneaking by the science lab, I saw this symbol. Y'all see it? It was this symbol. I saw it.
And where did you see this symbol at? Where was it located at?
It was on the window on the scientist's door.
On the scientist's door. Y'all see this symbol? Y'all see this symbol? Okay.
So after I saw this, I got captured, and I went back into this, and I went back to jail, and then that's when I woke up the next day and tell my mama about this.
Okay, but what about the general you told me about?
Tabu-Coco. Okay, he was a chief. He was an emperor and a chief, and he found out that what was their secret. What was their secret to for this symbol? This symbol.
Okay.
It was that they was planning Tabu-Coco. So I tried to save Tabu-Coco, and oops, I didn't drop this. I tried to save Tabu-Coco, and the reason I did because he was our chief, and I didn't want him to die. So after I took a bullet right into my knee,
Okay.
I was bleeding real bad, and Tabu-Coco healed me. He healed me, and then we both sneaked out of the government holding, and then we went into the forest. I was still bleeding. That's why we went into the forest.
Okay.
And then he used some kind of a bug. I didn't know which one, but he used some kind of bug, and then it crawled into my leg, and then it came out, and then it took the bullet out of my leg. And then we made our own weapons to take out the government and their soldiers, because they already had like 20 or 25,000 soldiers. So we needed all of our people to saying was that we needed all of our people to fight the government, and this is the rest of our story about our people fighting the government. Let's go.
Let go.
So when me Tabu-Coco, when Tabu-Coco healed my leg and the bug took out the blood out of my leg, the part that I forgot to say is that it was our people too, that was with us. So
you talking about when y'all escaped?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they also made weapons for them, like bows, swords, shields, all that kind of stuff. So when we got done, we went to the government, put up a decoy. We put up a decoy to say that, cause I was dressing up like I was one of the soldiers that the government soldiers. So I took Tabu-Coco to the prison because we were undercover. So when we was doing this, I saw this symbol again, but the scientists we saw what he was doing. So he had a big old laser. And he had a big old laser, and he tested it out on an animal. I didn't know which one it was. It wasn't a tiger, and then that's what it was. That's what the other secret, what this symbol means. Because circle means unleash our people, and then we gave them sword, shield, and arrows, and then we fought the government, and then this time we won. That's the end of my.
Wow. Wow. Hey, love to the young warrior. Love to you, man. It takes a lot of, gumption, a lot of, that real energy. You know what I'm saying? We don't know who this energy, is surfing through. It doesn't belong to us. It doesn't belong to, some new invention, some new thing. This is not a new thing. You might be hearing new elements, but all you're doing is activating. All you're doing is remembering. All you're doing is getting back that 432. Surf the wave, man. Go into them vibe suites. Go into that basement suite. Get that pop. Get into that indigenous, man. That's what we need, man. But again, love to Miss D and the Copper Color Awakening. Y'all go subscribe to the Queen. And let's just keep this going for a second. We just talking about these crosses and the symbols. We said about the indigenous truth of things, you know. They can say a circle means a ring, means a Saturn. And you can say, but what does Saturn have to do with the indigenous drop of a circle? How can you hijack a circle, man? A circle? Y'all want a circle? Y'all want us to give you that? As if our indigenous people cannot comprehend other values, other interpretations, other meaning behind a circle than Saturn and its rings and Hijackville. Man, I'm loving up on Drop Nation because Drop Nation is loving up on me. I'm loving up on Drop Nation because Drop Nation is loving up on me. And my family. Love to our family. Love to our tribe. Doing what they doing. Cross in a circle symbol. Alright, man, let's get to it, man. Love to Miss D and the Copper Color Awakening, Circle and the Cross, indigenous meaning. We are doing feature drop. You are surfing the wave. I love you all. Welcome. Welcome. Stay on that surfboard, y'all. Keep it wavy, baby. Calabunga, dude.
Hey, family.
Look at them flutes.
I want to give all praise, all honor to the Creator,
Hey.
who is the creator of all the heavens and all of the earth.
Come on.
And everything within it. I just want to thank him. I want to thank y'all for tuning in back to my channel. I truly appreciate y'all taking time out y'all busy day, you know, to come in and get a little bit of info. What you see on the screen is Visions of War in Tabu-Coco.
Tabu-Coco.
That's a video that I posted earlier. It's about a dream that my son had. And what you see on the screen is this symbol that he said that he saw on a window in a science lab. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. But he said that was the symbol that was on the window of the door. But he couldn't see within the door, but that was on the outside. And that had me thinking, what do I see? I see a circle. I see a cross.
And just right quick, the interesting thing, you know, after seeing this a couple of times, is how this particular horizontal line is above the actual meeting point. And so, as, you know, the young brother is saying, he's seeing this on a science lab, a science laboratory.
And then I see an X.
My beezy. You know, it's almost like they got it, but they aren't quite getting it right in the center. The hijack is not really existing in the center. But they have another timeline, another wave, another illusion, another grid. You know what I mean? If they were on point, man, they'll be on point, man, like Stacey Adams. They'll stay on point like Stacey Adams. Feature drop, surf the wave, Miss D, Copper Color, Awaken.
X. Okay? So this is the symbol that my son saw in his dream. He said it was on the door of a science lab that they were doing experiments and killing. He said our people that look like him. You know, you hear him explain it. He said the skin tone, copper color. He said some was darker, some was light, a little lighter, and some was his complexion. This was a dream about, where y'all go check out the video.
Yeah, we got it.
Called Visions of War and Tabu-Coco. Okay, this part 1 that he shows this in. It's 2 parts. Okay, let's go out of there. So I start asking myself, what is that symbol? You know, because I don't I know what I see, but I wanted clarification on it. So I typed in, I'll go back. In Google, I typed in a circle with 2 crosses, indigenous meaning. Okay. So I clicked here, wharf. I clicked there, as you can see. Okay, click there. Is circle and a cross symbol. Native American symbols like the cross and a circle symbol can vary in meaning from one tribe to another. Across the culture groups of North America, the cross and a circle symbol, was used by the ancient Native Americans of the Mississippi culture. Okay, so we talk about the Mississippi culture, the mound builders. We're talking about
you're talking about Mississippi. We're talking about the Mississippi River, Mississippian. We're talking about the Nile. We're talking about ancient Egypt. We're talking about the indigenous drop. Right? So we're going to keep climbing now. I'm not saying ancient Egypt invented the circle and the cross, but we can sure link up the Mississippi with the Nile. So of course, Thoth hijacked you. But the point is that Thoth hijacked you here first. You in particular were hijacked by Thoth here first. And you're still hijacked by Thoth in the spell barrier. Moving through space and time and angles and circular patterns that have little known angles, says Thoth. And he must use the circle and the cross and speak a vibration through it to ward off the hounds of the barrier. What's the indigenous drop about the circle and the cross? And why is all roads pointing back to you here? Everything flows through you here. Once you get that straight, you can sort out all the other hijacking and all the other bullshit. Again, we're talking 2 lines. So how do you hijack 2 lines? A perpendicular line and a parallel line. That's basic mathematics. That's basic geometry. That's basic sacred geometry. What they call sacred geometry. I mean, that's basic angles and patterns. And come on, man. So no hijack is going to invent a circle or invent a line. All they can do is hijack an indigenous symbol and put their vibration on it. All they can do is cut down your sacred trees and put pyramids there. And then fuck that up and then put a church on it. And then keep hijacking the same frequency while you spin around on a ball at 1100 miles per hour.
the Anasazi being over there, the Algonquins, the Iroquois, we're talking about the ancient Native Americans, okay? So I came down, the cross and the circle, okay, it talks about that. Okay, it says, a cross enclosed in a circle. It says the meaning of the cross and the circle symbol to the mound builders, the solar cross. It says, a cross enclosed by a circle was a very important symbol to the culture, and examples of a cross enclosed by a circle have been found at every Mississippian site excavated. It is believed that the cross symbolized the cardinal directions and the scarce fire. It says in the circle symbolized the sun. The cross in the circle symbol is referred to as the solar cross.
Just right quick, I just want to do something. I think I did it before, but I don't know. How do you spell Mississippi? Never knew how to quite spell Mississippi. Mississippi River. Let's put now. River? I don't know. I'm just surfing away. World's longest rivers, Amazon, Nile, and Mississippi. Somehow they're linked up. Okay, let's see. This looks interesting. United States and Egypt. So this is a site, reviewessays.com. This is somebody's research paper. This is stuff I like to find because this is the Minority Report. And we're just talking about the Nile River in comparison to the Mississippi River. So clearly somebody else was surfing this wave before. Author Alu Jario, back in November 28, 2012, wrote Geographic Development in United States and Egypt, Ally Avril. All right. Blue group, whatever that means. Let's go. United States and Egypt are over 5,600 miles apart. Therefore, it would be easy to assume that they have little in common. Egypt is usually regarded as being a land of dry, hot desert, and the United States is known for its varied geography and abundant coastline. What many people don't know is that Egypt and the United States share a lot in common when it comes to their geography. The Nile River in Egypt and the Mississippi River in the U.S. can be considered as twins. Body bag, Daniel. Body bag for the illusion. I'm just surfing the wave. Twins. So which came first? The chicken or the chicken head? All right, let's go. I think the chicken head came before the chicken, but y'all tell me. All right, so what many people don't know is that Egypt and the United States share a lot in common when it comes to the geography. The Nile River in Egypt and the Mississippi River in the U.S. can be considered as twins. Also, both the United States and Egypt contain a region known as a breadbasket, which is a place that cultivates enough food to provide to other areas in the country. Stop. I mean, love to everybody, man. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning in LA. I can't sleep. I wasn't going to do no drop tonight. I actually designated tonight as no drop night. My wife is like, man, you need to let your brain just, sizzle out a little bit. So I had a couple movies I was going to watch. I was chilling. I got super duper comfy. And right now, man, I got a gang of people in my house, man. I got, my sister's, husband's family all, in and out from Nigeria. I mean, I got my wife's people's here. All up in my office, bone, man. All up in my office, but it's all good. I mean, that's going to change soon. You know what I mean? Hint, hint. Live radio coming soon. But yo, man. You know what I mean? I just want to say, all this stuff is going on right now. At the same time, I wasn't going to do nothing. But then, because I got jammed up at 3 in the morning and had to move boxes out of somebody's car, it gave me the energy to wake the fuck up and come to Drop Nation and drop this drop. And I'm so grateful, don't you agree, to the Creator and the Creator only for giving us the order, the frequency, the vibration, the elevation over the hijack, over the static. Oh, we got the power. The Nile River in Egypt and the Mississippi River in the U.S. can be considered as twins. Also, both the United States and Egypt contain a region known as a breadbasket, which is a place that cultivates enough food to provide to other areas in the country. People migrated towards these specific regions of Egypt and the United States because they had a plethora of agriculture, job, and living opportunities. These geographic features have helped to shape and develop the early civilizations in both countries. Egypt, one of the world's largest and oldest civilizations, would not have thrived if not it been for the Nile. Herodotus, the Greek historian, described ancient Egypt as gift of the Nile. All right, Mesopotamia, right? And we got all that Mesopotamia, Samaria, back on our reality simulation, Hyborian war map, all happening, Samaria, all happening in what's called Utah in the Four Corners today, which used to be the water there was plentiful, the foundation, the trees. Our Greek historian described ancient Egypt as gift of the Nile. Ancient Egypt civilization emerged over 5,000 years ago, and the resource that helped structure Egypt through this time was the Nile River. The Nile River had a strong influence on ancient Egypt's culture, geography, and religion. Farmers took advantage of the fertile soil around the Nile and the Nile Delta to grow crops such as wheat and flax. All right. Egypt soon became known as a breadbasket because it produced large enough amounts of food to export to other parts of the Mediterranean region of the world. A powerful civilization emerged in the Nile Valley of people that depended on the control of the Nile rivers and waters. So you heard about Prester John, Solomon having the energy to control the flow of the Nile, which gave them the drought, which caused a famine in Egypt. According to Natural Resources Management and Environmental Development, 97% of Egypt's water comes from the Nile. 97%. Let's get down here. Let's get some similarities. If you compare the geography of Egypt to that of the U.S., then the sister river of Nile would be the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River has been a vital factor in the physical and economic growth of the United States, and is arguably the most important river in the U.S. The first people to live along the banks and in the Delta region of the Mississippi River were Native Americans, indigenous Negros. These Native American tribes formed prolific agricultural societies dependent on the rich, silt-laden soil of the Mississippi. These days, a significant amount of our country's corn, soybean, wheat, rice, and cotton is grown in the basin of Mississippi. All right, hold up. So all this connection to the Mississippi. Oh man, can we read the full essay? Y'all feel like signing up? All right, drop me a comment, leave me your username and password. Oh man. All right. So y'all know we ain't crazy when we say surf the wave. And is the Nile River like the Mississippi? Love to the young warrior, man. Y'all, love to the young warrior. Love, hey man, Tabu-Coco, Tabu-Coco, young Coco. All right. Is the Nile like the Mississippi, or is the Nile the Mississippi? Love to Miss D, the Copper Color Awakening. Y'all check out that cross circle drop. She's about to get into it. She's about to find the actual symbol, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to hear how it's referred to as renewed, the renewed growth, all that, man. Matter of fact, I might have to get that. Let's go.
The first explorers of native North America included Hernando de Soto in his expedition 1539 to 1543. The chroniclers of the expedition was a Portuguese gentleman, and he was not identified other than as a gentleman from Elvas. I
want to get that symbol right quick. I want to show y'all what the sister found, because she did that digging on it, like we say. When we say dig on it, she connected it to the Chumash tribe. I just want to get it quickly. Sorry, sister, you already know. You know what I mean? But we featuring, man, and we getting that dropout. And we leading people to the water so they know exactly where to come and subscribe to, support the sister, support the drop that the family's dropping on y'all. You see they got their children. You see they fearless, man. You see they doing it for you. So give them love, man. Keep giving love. All right, let's get this cross and circle. Indigenous meaning part 3. History of the Chumash tribe. Right after my, All right, here we go.
It says Kamesh history timeline. What happened to the Kamesh tribe? Okay, this is their history. 700 AD, the ancient Kamesh people settled in Santa Barbara Bay. 1542.
Santa Barbara, Cali.
Juan Rodriguez
Just taking it back to
explored
Cali.
California, making him the first European to make contact with the Kamesh and claim the land.
Let's do a quick belly flap.
No. Okay, hold on. Then I found this symbol.
Bang.
The wheel.
Bang. All right, the same symbol her son was just having a dream about. He drew it on the paper. All right. So, again, this is the indigenous drive. You see how all the points are connected here. And the one he saw had a parallel line that was a little above the point. So, that scientific lab was just letting them know that we're not quite there. We're kind of a hijack. But here's some breadcrumbs for you to find.
Looks just like it. It says a universal symbol.
Look at this. Check it out. Listen.
Of the cosmic unity of astrology, the circle of life, evolution, etc. The pagan scarce circle plus any number of radiating spokes.
All right. So this initially has a indigenous drop of unity, a circle of life, a renewal of sorts, a renewal, a circle of life, a renewal. Then the pagans, hijacked this frequency into a will of life to the Buddhists, a medicine wheel, what I'm saying, what they call zodiac and astrology. It says pagans use it in astrology, magic. They use all of your frequency and they hijack it. But you're just going back to unity and circle of life, renewing your energy. So the young warrior led us to this symbol, this energy of renewal. And that is all the drop. To know that the Creator is inspiring our young to connect to us, to renew, to know that we are in a renewing frequency, a 432 drop. A drop of water, a drop of light is all you need. In darkness to scatter the darkness. Renewal, redemption energy is what we are on. Love to the family. Love to the family, man.
Form the wheel, a wheel of life to the Buddhists, a medicine wheel to the Native Americans. Okay, y'all see that?
Medicine wheel, renewal.
Earth circle.
Renewal, man. Love to the queen. Love to the sister, man. And y'all subscribe. Y'all get it. We're going to keep it flowing, keep it going right quick. I was going to go somewhere else with it. But I'm glad I had this up. If you surfing the wave, you already know, man. All this stuff is going down. All up on ya. Yeah, y'all ain't got this getting to the root of it all. We're going to get into some more getting into the root of it all. All right, quick. I want to get to the J Dreamers, man. He's going to drop something on his Colorado seal that is quite interesting about the seal of Colorado. And he's going to break it down, but we're going to break it down too, all up on his face bone with that indigenous truth. So let's go.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is J Dreamer Z. This is my first post, so I'm kind of experimenting, but today I'm going to talk about the Colorado State Seal and how this seal is related directly to a promise that was made by the quote-unquote fallen angels, alien beings, whatever you want to call them, that came to this planet and decided to rule over us a long time ago. Let's start with the seal itself, okay? We've got the circle around the outside edge. We've got 3 stars on each side of the circle. What do stars have anything to do with the country or the state? Nothing, really. Stars symbolically almost always represent either space or beings from space or beings from the Let's just start with the top and work our way down. One of my areas of my specialties that I like to dive into is symbolism, hieroglyphics, words, logos, and things of that nature. I believe these things were chosen specifically and that they were written in order to be read from the top on down as a message to those who know. So, what does the message say? Each character builds context for the characters that surround it, just like in a sentence or a message. So what does this hieroglyph tell us? Let's start at the top down. First thing we see is the all-seeing eye in the triangle. The triangle symbolizes male energy when it's pointing up. Okay? Keep that in mind. Just keep all these things in mind. We'll build the context as we go. Around the triangle, okay, around this very male energy, are beams of light. And beams of light can symbolize illumination. It can symbolize understanding. It can symbolize knowledge. It can symbolize literal light. Inside of the triangle, we have one eye, the quote-unquote all-seeing eye. An eye that is within this delta shape. I'll go a little bit further into the delta shape. In Egyptian hieroglyphics, from what I understand, this delta shape represented the vessel of the gods. Okay, so you have this all-seeing eye, this watcher eye, watching everything, with these rays of illumination, with so much knowledge or so much understanding or light emanating from it. Next, you have these groups of sticks, like a bundle of staffs. They're not really sticks, they're staffs. And from my count, there's 12 staffs with a 13th staff in between them.
This is when we're going to start to surf our own wave. So, remember what he's saying, staffs. It's the first thing you think, you, not them. What do you think of when you hear staff? The staffs of your leaders, chiefs, prophets, tribes. How many? 12. Let's go.
The 13th being the handle of an axe. Now the bandages that are wrapped around this bundle are clearly in Roman numerals. X1X. And in
So the Romans have you in bondage. The Romans have the 12 tribes with their 12 staffs in bondage. Now, what is this X1X? What is this 19? He's going to have his interpretation. What is yours?
And in Roman numerals, X1X is the Roman numeral 19. That's important. I'll come back to the number 19 in a little bit. Now, I didn't draw it on here because you wouldn't be able to see it, but you can look it up. there's Latin words in these Roman numerals. The first one says unit, the middle one says uni, and the last one says constitution. Constitution. So unit, uni, constitution, which from my translation, my understanding of it, basically means unit is where we get our word unit, right? Oneness or togetherness. Uni essentially means with. Constitution essentially means a purpose or a plan. Now keep that word in mind, plan. So, there's a reason why these words were chosen to be put in these symbols. The X, the 1, the X, number 19, 12 staffs, and an axe in the middle. Now these 12 staffs, from my research, traditionally a staff symbolizes leadership. Okay? So we have 12 leaders that are bundled together. And in the middle is this axe. Now they could have had the axe pointing down, but they chose to make the axe pointing up. Just like the triangle or the delta. So we have a group of leadership bundled together with a threat of separation.
A threat of getting cut off, or you were already cut off by this male energy. You were already cut off by this all-seeing, all-male energy. Now don't get it twisted. And all-male energy doesn't mean that they won't throw the feminine hijack, that the male energy can't be being sent by a feminine hijack. That a feminine hijack cannot be behind the all-seeing male energy. But the front of the energy is the male energy. And if they're putting that out on the symbol, then what is behind it? Why are they turning our, you know what I'm saying, young G's, our young cats coming out, you know what I'm saying, spitting that hot flame, hot fire. You know what I'm saying? Why are they turning the industry looking, you know what I'm saying, so, you know what I mean? You know? Randy Panda, Panda. You know, why are they turning it into a feminine energy? What is this? Are they turning it into that, or is that what is behind the entire, you know, symbol itself? What is it? Can you notice it? Do you feel it? What's the vibration on TV? What's the marketing? Who are they marketing to? Women. What do women do? Spend money and shop. They market for women to spend money and shop. Men, you know, like to get cool shit, but, you know, women love getting shit all the time. Trust me, nigga, trust me. Nah, man, but you know what I'm saying. So they market to that, and men just want to keep the flow going. So we, you know, what they set up, work your ass off, women spend the money. Work your ass off, women spend the money. I'm not saying it happens in every situation like that, of course not. But I'm saying majority-wise, that is the system. So they set up a male energy front. What's behind it? We're getting behind the symbol, behind what they give you. Is it Asherah? Is it Isis? Is it Mary? What's behind it? Listen up.
Or a threat of death, which is essentially what the axe symbolizes. Separation, cutting off, death, things of that nature. We've got
cutting off the 12 staffs, the 12 leaders, the 12 tribes, cutting off always in threat mode. Romans doing it. What's the 19? What's behind the male energy? What's behind the male energy, man? When you go to the club, what's behind the male energy? What's behind the fights that break out? That's male energy, right? Testosterone. Nigga, don't step on my shoes. Nigga, why you in the club? Because I want to meet a breezy. Oh, so the breezy is behind the male energy that got you to the club to begin with, nigga. Negus, negus, the kings, you know what I'm saying? The womb got you there. But which womb? The harlot womb or your sacred womb? Two different things, right? When you think about your mother, you think about a sacred womb. When you think about these hoes, you think about harlots. You think about bullshit. Women on that bullshit. So that bullshit feminine frequency, that Isis frequency, that Asheroth frequency. Oh yeah. It ain't your mother. It ain't wisdom itself. It's just another representative of feminine energy that has to drop on you. It isn't your mother. It isn't the earth. It's the hijack. It's that bitch around the corner. You heard me, right? It's that bitch around the corner. You know everyone got one. We all got to get tuned up. We got to get above the harlots, above the harlot energy, above the harlot frequency, and connect to our mothers and connect to the vibration, the shaper, the law. Hey, hey. It's all in the seal, but you got to get behind the seal. You can't just, oh, yeah, the Illuminati, brother, the Illuminati got us in the Romans. He's not even going to connect the tribes. He's going to skip over the 12. He's going to skip over the 12. I'm going to let you know right now. So that's why I'm spending time on it. He's going to skip over the leaders, the chiefs. But let's keep riding it. Let's keep flowing.
The Roman numeral 19. And we've got, so far, an X and an X. Okay? So let's move down a little bit. Now we have this symbol, which at first looks like a shield. Right? We see this shield symbol a lot everywhere. Well, shields don't look like that, okay? That's not practical for fighting or defense. Shields are pretty much round for the most part. Ones I've seen have been round, but they don't look like this, okay? That is not a shield. This, as you can see, is split down the middle. That's because it's two completely different symbols. The top symbol is a crown. You can see it now, right? There's the points of the crown. Now there's 3 points of the crown. That's important. And underneath the crown is a half circle. Well, what is typically worn underneath the crown? The face, right? So, let's talk about the crown first. Inside of the crown, which the crown represents ruling party, dictatorship, tyranny, right? Inside of the crown, we have the symbols for the earth, which are the 3 peaks of the mountains, and the sky, which are the 3 clouds.
He puts up serious triple solar system. 3. 3 must equal serious triple solar system. All right, stop. Let's get the indigenous truth, man. So we're looking at it. The people who it's meant for. Symbols are everything, right? So we're looking at the same thing, but we see a kingdom, perhaps, after we look at this energy all illuminating on top of the bondage, this Roman numeral bondage with this axe separating the 12 tribes, the leaders. Then you have a crown, if you want to go with that. And then you have a mountainous range with 3 peaks and 3 peaks here. Now he says the 3 equals a Ceres triple solar system. Could the peaks equal your patriarchs? What's getting cut off? Don't you understand, so-called Negro, that it's all about you? They mock you.
There's a number 3 again. So something is basically indicating the ruling of the earth and the sky. Okay? Let's go to the next one, the face. Within this half circle, this face, we have 2 objects. Okay? We have a sickle, right, which is sort of this kind of a shape, a crescent, and we have a hammer. It's tied into Saturn symbolism and some other things. But as you can see, they make a third shape, or a third symbol, which is another X, right? So now we have 1, 2, 3 X's on this message. So what do we think of when we see 3 X's in a row? Well, I'll tell you. We think of things that are off limits. We think of things that are for the initiated or the approved only. You look at the old cartoons where they have jugs of moonshine. There's 3 X's on those jugs. That means you have to be an adult to drink this. You have to be approved to drink it. You see on pornography, there's XXX. That doesn't mean you can't look at it or you can't own it. It means you must be approved to own it. But it basically means this is for a particular party's eyes only. Okay? This is not for everybody. Alright, so anyways, some symbolism hidden in there. Now if we go to the actual tools, we have this this pickaxe. The pickaxe represents manual labor. If you have a pickaxe, you're mining for gold or precious metals. That's manual labor. That's tough work, okay? Hard work. Then we have the hammer. Now the hammer represents essentially building, okay? Carpentry. You're building houses. You're building...
Slave. 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 You have been hijacked by an energy that is underneath your kingdom, giving you a slave frequency. You've been put in slavery. Even when you look at the crest, the Andros crest, and you see that X, or you see certain things on the indigenous drop of just 2 lines, right? So what does it mean to these indigenous people? And you see this X, and we're going to get into this hooked X, how this connected to the Templars, connected to what's buried in Oak Island in the money pit that they cannot extract because of the irrigation, you know what I'm saying, vibration. Every time they dig, man, it keeps getting flooded out, man. It's like an incredible mastery of irrigation, man, like the tunnels and all that, man. So, you know, we got some of that before, but you're going to get that X again. What's the indigenous drop of this X? Of these particular crosses? They've been hijacked. But clearly this one's been hijacked. There's a sickle and a hammer. That's slavery, man. So someone has put these, whoever this is, remember the Andros and the Rosses and the Rooses connect back to the kings of Jerusalem. And somebody has put these kings of Jerusalem to work. You go from the hooked X of the Knights Templars and this on the royal shields to work. The kings are being put to work. The kings of the 3 patriarchs put to work. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all them being put to work under Roman bondage, having the 12 staffs, always with the threat of being cut off, monitored by the all-seeing.
Building, they chose to put the symbols for building and manual labor in the part of the face which is human.
So the face of the human represents those that are in bondage, fool. The face of the human represents those that are being put to manual labor, man. And those people, that energy is all now what's buried underneath. This is the flame, this energy, this slave vibration is burning underneath these kings. But we're connected to a new flame, a new source. That which is new but is old. That which has always been, but it's new because we're coming out of slavery again. Again, man. How many times do y'all niggas need to go through slavery to vibrate above your hijack? You celebrate Christmas every year. You celebrate Halloween. You don't stop, won't stop. Is Israel a homeborn slave? Everyone is laughing at you because you used to be great. You used to be more. Now you're less. You used to be more. Now you're less. Now you are in bondage with the threat of being cut off, monitored by the all-seeing eyes of the invasion. Your patriarchs, now underneath that vibration, now what they're pushing up underneath you is bondage.
Okay, the human part. The crown part with these horns on top represents ruling, right?
Okay, so these are 3 horns. So choose your vibration. Are these 3 horns of some devil? Or is this hijack clearly telling you that all 12 of your tribes, chiefs, and leaders are in bondage, in Roman bondage, cut off with the threat of being cut off more? And the face of the crown of the 3 patriarchs is in bondage? Or are they horns, devil's horns? We can get the babies out the bathwater, but we always going to find the most shade.
The human part represents hard work and building temples, houses, etc., etc. Okay?
Who built temples?
We might say slavery. So let's go to the...
Slavery! I didn't really watch the whole thing yet, so I'm watching it with you. Slavery. Is Israel a homeborn slave? How many times have these Negroes been in bondage? When you think of slave, what's the first picture that pops in your brain? Negroes. Negro, Hebrew, Eber. I got some Eber fever.
Next thing, we've got this ribbon at the bottom. Now, the ribbon says, Nil Sine Numine. I know it's backwards because I'm on the webcam, but in Latin, and these things are always written in Latin, and the reason why is because Latin is known as a dead language.
Dead.
It's not Latin is used all over the place by secret societies and products of the Illuminati. They use it as a language to communicate with one another because nobody speaks Latin, right? Well, anyways, let's break this down. Nil, well, if you've ever played cards, you know what nil means. It means nothing. It means nada, right? Nada. Sign means without. I think it's where the word sin might come from. I'm not sure, but It basically
Or we just got that sign. It means time. Nada time. Let's go.
means without, okay? And then numine. Numine has been translated by many people to mean providence or divinity. But a more literal, ancient interpretation of the word numine means permission from the stars.
So you are permitted no more time from the stars. Now he says sign and sin. And praise the Creator, we just got the drop about the time and sine and cosine and time and space. So we can apply different dimensions to this that, Fam Bam over here is kicking. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoy, so much of what he drops. So, man, love to J Dreamers, man. So we're just getting through it with the particular energy that we flow with. No love, no love lost, no disrespect. I know he's giving pretty much, everything he can, man. Real talk. So, no time, permission. Let's get that last little part again.
I'm not sure, but it basically means without, okay? And then numine. Numine has been wise because Latin is known as a dead language. It's
Dead
not a dead
body
language
bag.
all over the place by secret societies and products of the Illuminati. They use it as a language to communicate with one another because nobody speaks Latin, right? Well, anyways, let's break this down. Nil, well, if you've ever played cards, you know what nil means. It means nothing. It means nada, right? Sign means without. I think it's where the word sin might come from. I'm not sure, but it basically means without, okay? And then numine. Numine has been translated by many people to mean providence or divinity. But a more literal, ancient interpretation of the word numine means permission from the stars, or permission from those from the stars, the quote-unquote gods or angels, okay? So this literally says in Latin, nothing without permission from the angels, or from the gods, from the aliens,
or from the god of time, Saturn. Nothing without permission from the god of time.
However you want to say it, okay? To me, it's very similar. Now notice on this ribbon, the ends of it. Every time I see a ribbon, I haven't seen too many that look like little snake tongues on the ends. Maybe they have them like that, but they didn't have to draw it like that. Everything that these people do is done exact and perfectly and for a very particular purpose and for a reason, okay? They know it looks like a snake's tongue on both sides. They know this is one of their credos or mottos, so it is being spoken, okay, by this serpent tongue. You might say it's a stretch, but this is what I see, okay? But let's put together the message, okay?
Right quick, it's interesting how there's these two serpents, you know what I'm saying? Even when you go look at, I don't care, man, a Disney movie like Prince of Egypt, go look at Prince of Egypt, you know what I mean, with the whole Moses scene. You got one serpent going up against two serpents. They have a forked tongue. This Latin is a dead language in a forked tongue. It's split like a fork in a road. Oh, backwards and forwards and this and that. It means this, it means that. It's a mirror, it's a this, it's a reflection, it's a that. It's an abstraction of the concrete. One snake against two. One, unity. They have duplicity, a double tongue, a forked tongue, Latin, dead.
The eye is the eye of the watcher. Or, because there are many rays, right, the watchers. The watchers were the old race of beings that were at this planet on some point in time to watch over, I'm using quotes a lot, to watch over mankind. We have something that is bound together, okay? The staffs represent leadership. Leaders are bound together, right? We have a number 19 in Roman.
All right, come on, man. They took down a kingdom of leaders, and there are 12. 12 leaders. Indigenously, here, Colorado, Four Corners, 12 tribes. In bondage, Roman bondage, now.
And we have the threat of death going within this little bundle, okay? This axe is the threat of death. Then we have this crown that implies to rule over the earth and the sky. And we have this human face, which is under the crown, so the crown rules over the human face, okay? And the human symbols are those of slavery, hard work, masonry. Nothing without permission from the angels, the aliens, whatever you want to call it, okay? Now, I'm going to pick my phone up and I'm going to read to you a quote that is from the ancient Book of Enoch. I believe it's chapter 7. Let me read this to you. Enoch chapter 7. It happened after the sons of men had multiplied in those days, that daughters were born to them, elegant and beautiful. And when the angels, the sons of heaven, beheld them, they became enamored of them, saying to each other, Come, let us select for ourselves wives from the progeny of men, and let us beget children. Then their leader, Samyaza, said to them, I fear that you may perhaps be indisposed to the performance of this enterprise, and that I alone shall suffer for so grievous of a crime. But they all answered him and said, We all swear and bind ourselves by mutual execrations, that means hatred, that we will not change our intention, but execute our projected undertaking. Then they all swore together and all bound themselves by mutual execration. Now, it goes on in verse 9. You could look this up. I'm not going to read it all, but verse 9, chapter 7, the book of Enoch, lists the names of the leaders who are these beings who are making this pact to do something that they know they're not supposed to do. Okay? In this particular version of the book of Enoch, it lists 18 names of these leaders. And then it goes on in the very next chapter to talk about one of these higher up leaders who wasn't in that list. His name is Azazel, or Azazel. He goes on to be talked about in the next couple chapters, and they're basically saying he's a really, really bad guy. Okay? Not just these 18 other fallen beings who made this oath, but Azazel basically brought a whole bunch of really bad stuff to this planet. Alright? Now, if you take the 18 leaders of these angels and you include Azazel, you now have the number 19 for 19 of these leading fallen beings. But there's also another version of this text that includes one more name in that 18 list. Okay? So you could include Azazel, you could not. Either way, I'm seeing the number 19.
So it could be 19, it could be 20, it could be this, it could be fallen angels, it could be 2019. I don't know.
Pop up an awful lot when it comes to these fallen angels. Now here's an interesting fact. While I was doing research for this post, I came across the number 19 on the internet, and it's talked about in the Quran. But the Quran supposedly also mentions that there are 19 angels that guard hell. So anyways, just looking at the number 19, obviously there's the Roman numeral 19, X1X, right? And then, this is really interesting, if you add the letters in state of Colorado, and then you add the 4 characters of the date at the bottom, 1876, you have 19. Okay, might be a coincidence, right? But check this out. If you add, remember how I said there's Latin words in the Roman numerals? Unit, uni, constitution. Write that down, and you'll find that unit, uni, constitution, if you add all those letters, it happens to be 19 letters. Interesting, right? So, you've got your state seal of Colorado here. I'm telling you, it seems like there's strong evidence, based on my research, that this is not just a symbol. It doesn't have random symbols inside of it. This is literally a hieroglyphic reminder, okay? From one being to another, we're in this together, and we better not mess it up.
We are making a confederacy. We are Psalms 83ing you. We're Psalms 83ing you. We're in this together. We're blood brothers, man. We're blue bloods. Now that I'm over here, man, I'm going to get Psalms 83. I'm right there in that BLB, man. I'm going to get it right there. KJV. But nah, man, let's get a couple of things, because, no matter who done did it, who done mixed it, who done remixed it, there's always a little truth with the lie. In order to make an effective lie, you need an ingredient called truth. Any good liar would tell you that. Mix a little truth in there. It makes it more believable. Honestly, it just makes you more believable. Because now you can focus on the truth and tell a better lie. And all we do is extract the abstract. We extract the abstract. We take the abstract writings, books, we extract the pure water, the alchemy. This is our process. We separate the drop, and then we put that fire on it. We pressurize it, and we get a purified substance. And that is the drop. So you get the drop and the drop. All right, let's go. Psalms 83. A song of songs of Asaph. Keep not thou silent. Hawa, hold not thy peace, and be not still. Hawa, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones, your hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel, Yahshua, may be no more in remembrance. Now you don't remember who you are, that the name of your family be remembered no more. For they have consulted together with one consent. For they have consulted together with one consent. For they have consulted together with one consent. For they have consulted together with one consent.
I'm telling you, it seems like there's strong evidence, based on my research, that this is not just a symbol. It doesn't have random symbols inside of it. This is literally a hieroglyphic reminder, okay, from one being to another. We're in this together.
Hijack
And we better not mess it up. We better keep it XXX a secret.
Ooh, we're in this together, and we better keep it a secret. Hijack the hijack. Hey, look, man, hijack the hijack. We all have put the 12 tribes in bondage. Hijack to hijack, we've all cut off Israel, so-called. The Creator's seed, the Creator's energy. We cut them off from being a nation so that we can benefit over them. And we call them black, and we call them negro, even though they used to be nagas and negush, one serpent devouring the venomous snakes. We have consulted together. Verse 5, Psalms 83, pull it up. We have consulted together with one consent. They are a confederate against thee. They are confederate against thee. They have formed a confederacy against you, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites. Ishmael, they know who they are. Edom, they know who they are. Of Moab, we're going to get into these Moabites. A section of Moors, of greats, of melanated brothers, family, cousins. Moab, Udall. Man, and the Hagarenes. Cabal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have Hopen, the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them as unto the Medinites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin and the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as drug for the earth. Make their nobles like Arib and Zeeb. Man, it's like, man, take them down. Take them down, for they have formed a confederacy. For they consulted together with one consent. We're in this together against these 12 tribes, these 12 staves. They are confederate against you, so-called Negro. They're all against you, so-called Negro. The fall of the Negro is the wealth of the Gentiles. The wealth of the Negro is the fall of the Gentiles. Those that are not the seed, that must choose up or perish.
Otherwise, we are under the threat of death by those who watch over us, right? We keep this promise, and we will rule over the heavens and the earth.
And they are under the threat of death. These stars, these fallen stars, these wandering stars, these so-called planets are under the threat of death from those and that which watch over them. The framer and the shaper that watch over them. They are under the threat of death, so they put you under the threat of death, so-called Negro. They put you in bondage, your 12 tribes, and they put you in Roman persecution and captivity. The same way they did the Greek persecution and captivity, the Persian persecution and captivity, the Medii and the Medes. The same way they did the Babylon. The same way they did the Egyptian, so-called Egyptian. The same way they're doing the Ame'rican persecution and captivity, so-called Negro. Israel, 12 tribes in bondage, being cut off by this axe. Are you a homeborn slave? Have you been born and built for slavery? to sing and dance on somebody's tail light vision and make them money and separate you from your mission, which is to renew? How do you renew the earth without renewing the seed?
And mankind will be our slaves. They will do the hard work for us. They will build houses for us. We've got reptilian tongues, horns. That's a whole nother topic. Okay, I'm not going to go into reptilians or anything. I don't want to scare everybody away. I'm also not going to talk about Saturn right now. Alright? That is a huge one, so stay tuned, alright? Anyways, there you have it. State Seal of Colorado.
Alright.
The promise in the Book of Enoch, given word for word, okay, that they would bind themselves together by their mutual hatred under the penalty of death, right, to rule over mankind, alright, and nothing shall be done without their permission. It's a reminder. It's from the Book of Enoch. It's right here in the Colorado State Seal. Everybody knows Colorado has all kinds of Illuminati connections, secret society stuff going on. There's a million other things that we could talk about, and we will. So, I'm Jay Dreamers. If you like what you heard, then subscribe.
Alright, man, y'all check them out. Alright, but take that. Let's keep going. Surf the wave, surf the wave, surf the wave. Oh man, we got some great stuff. Right quick, man. Y'all always see this over here. My big sister, man, Chandrella Avery. Love to Chandrella. She's, my, by far my favorite actress, man. You know what I'm saying? She's a true artist, true stage, theater, comic, all that kind of stuff. Y'all might know her as La Fonda from Napoleon Dynamite. She's also in Deja Vu, all kinds of drop. But I always appreciate her because she doesn't take bullshit characters and roles. I mean, she could have done all kind of bullshit, but she only takes, powerful, energetic, roles and drops. And it's been my big sis for a minute, man. So love to Chandrella. She's always there, man, fighting for sickle cell. My mother's younger sister died of sickle cell, man. So it's always close to home, and we know that this is all mucus. It's all, the situation. Dr. CB broke it down beautifully. Love to the family. Dr. CB, rest in power. And, man, we're going to keep, do our thing, man. So this is a great situation going on with Chandrella Avery. And, man, who got the drop, man? Getting to the root of it all. Check out the library, man. I mean, that's so much of sticky fingers, man, dropping them PDFs on us. But getting to the root, man, let's just get it right quick, man. Let's get into it, man. Love to y'all. Let's keep surfing the wave. Let go. Fair use on that ass, man.
So, now we're dealing with the identity of the Native Americans. William Penn just described the Lenni Lenape to you, of whom I am a descendant.
Let's get it from the top. Actually, that's a good spot, man. That's a good spot. Let's get it from right there.
I am a descendant. His description was in 1669.
1689?
1689.
1680,
1681, 82, something like that. All right, so he described the Indians, right? He described them, this is 1683. 1683, he described them. Now, we're going to go to an article.
You sure not 1865, bro?
Nah, 16 something.
You sure? I'm just putting it out there.
Right. So now, we're going to go to an article written about the Native Americans of New Jersey, the Lenni Lenape. The story begins in 1669, which predates William Penn's description of us. And he described us as black. The story begins in 1669 with recorded presence in Monmouth County of what were known as the Delaware Indians. Many New Jersey children learned about the Lenape, one of the Delaware tribes, but they usually did not learn of the Cherokee of New Jersey. The Cherokee first visited the Lenape before 1700 at Brotherton Reservation near what is now Indian Mills in Burlington County. They came prior to 1700 and have been here since. After marrying into the Raritan Lenape tribe at the Brotherton Reservation, as well as migrating here at least 4 times when forced to leave their homes in Georgia, Virginia, and elsewhere. The first major migration took place in 1711 to 1713. Now this is speaking...
Did you say 1711?
1711.
Okay.
1713.
1711, okay.
Now this is speaking of the Cherokee migration to New Jersey, mixing in with the Lenape who were already there. When racism and religious intolerance in Georgia and Virginia drove the Keetoowah Cherokee to New Jersey, 5 treaties from 1768 to 1777 in Virginia and elsewhere contributed to more migrations. Since they ceded all the land to the colonists and made the indigenous Cherokee virtual non-entities, right? Indigenous Cherokee, right? Non-entities until 1924. Now, from 1924 to 1984, the Bureau of Vital Statistics in Virginia considered them Negro. Right? I'll read that again. The Bureau of Vital Statistics in Virginia considered them Negro, and they were discriminated against as such.
Bang.
Right? So they're identifying the Cherokee as Negro. Right? And they came up here and mixed in with the Lenape, who William Penn described as black.
Nah, man. Man, if y'all ain't down with this getting to the root of it all, y'all don't understand, man, how you rock with that Uno on the beats and what's poppin', man, y'all go over here, y'all subscribe to Get to the Root of It All. As you know, man, the flow and the fluid and the fluidity in the water, it's a gorgeous thing. The brother done broke down the 10 Commandments before, and he put it in 432, that Haya frequency. It's the first thing you get when you come to the brother's page. It's beautiful. Don't you agree? Man, his brother does his own production. Love it. Beautiful. Because it will make you start freestyling fast. Let go. Freestyling facts. Don't know how to act. Got me feeling like the Rat Pack. Got me feeling like Sandy D with Sunny D. What's under me? Love to my sacred trees and family. J Stu got the Jew out. Man, I'm feeling like I'm swimming in pool out. Swimming pools, not with fools, but with major Jews. We only stick to these rules. 10 Commandments, we gotta know the truth. Let us find the truth. Got me in the booth. Understand? I feel like Snaggletooth, Saber-Tooth, Tiger. Bite you in the ass, get your ass loose. No spruce goose, no spring chicken, no more finger licking chicken. We on the veggies. We hitting them off. We got them sledgies. Yeah, man. 10 Commandments on you, man. Deal with it, man. Alright, man. Uno on the beats. Man. Yeah, Uno on the beats. We'll definitely put you there, man. We'll definitely put you there. I want to get this last drop from Uno right quick. So what's the science? What's the science? Take it away. Fair use on that ass, man.
Okay, so what's the science on Egypt? You see what I'm saying?
Because the white man conquered Egypt, and because he was able to write his...
All right, let's go. Hold up.
Okay, so what's the science on Egypt? You see what I'm saying?
Because the white man conquered Egypt, and because he was able to write himself into Egyptian history, he doesn't mind you learning about Egypt.
Okay, so what's the science on Egypt? You see what I'm saying?
because the white man conquered Egypt, and because he was able to write himself into Egyptian history, he doesn't mind you learning about Egypt.
Okay, so what's the science on Egypt? You see what I'm saying?
Because the white man conquered Egypt, and because he was able to write himself into Egyptian history, he doesn't mind you learning about Egypt.
Okay, so what's the science on Egypt? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, you think you
Because the
Caucasian?
white man conquered Egypt, and because he was able to write himself into Egyptian history, he doesn't mind you learning about Egypt.
Okay,
But see, he didn't conquer Timbuktu,
No, he didn't.
so he can't tell you, he can't teach you about Timbuktu. See what I'm saying?
Bang.
He didn't conquer a lot of these other places, right? So he can't tell you about them. But he can tell you about Egypt, he can tell you about Babylon, and he can tell you about Samaria, because that's where he went,
Okay.
right? And that's where he mixed in, so he has no problem uplifting their history. Because he's attached himself to it, and if you think he hasn't, you wouldn't be complaining about Exodus and the new Horus
They got a new movie coming out called The Gods of
Yeah,
Egypt.
Horus, the gods or something. So you see they showing themselves as white people, right? Same thing they did with the Indians. You think the Egyptians are the first identity that white people hijacked?
They ain't talking about Ethiopia.
They
Hijack.
hijacked the Hebrews' identity. They
Bam.
hijacked Egyptian. They hijacked Native Americans.
Everything.
Right? And so the same argument you make about the Egyptians not being the real people, and those are Arabs, why do you think that these Indians that they've been pushing on you as the Native Americans are the original ones?
Because they're not doing the research.
Oh man, you gotta let it drop. You gotta let it drop. You gotta let it drop. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. We only got a few more minutes. Hope you're digging on it, man. We just hitting you with that frequency at all times, man. I told you about this X. Told you about this X. You might have to get it, man. Might have to get a drop of that sea bloom. Sorry, that sea bloom. Ain't shit. Oh my goodness. Oh man, Arthur Scott got the drop. Man, we done featured lots of Arthur Scott, man. Y'all go check out part 1 and part 2. And I'm trying to just, you know what I mean? Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a couple minutes, man, of my man October Scorpio. Yeah, man, this is what's called a true elder. You know what I'm saying? To this community. You know what I mean? Who's just, watching over us, man, making sure that we just moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no jive turkeys, mixing and matching, milking and boxing. You dig it, man. Y'all dig it down. Love to the brother, October Scorpio, for all the drop. Dedication on the road, in the lane, staying on the narrow path. Love to you, brother. Hey, let's go. Let's get a couple minutes, man. Let's go.
All praise and glory to the Most High. Hey.
Come on.
What's going on, everybody? Peace and blessings. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone has, been able to, get further along in their research and search for that indigenous truth. As always, I'd like to thank everyone who's putting in their time, effort, and energy to get that truth out there. As always, may the Most High bless you, your households, your paths, your seeds, and everything that you do. Hey. Just wanted to share some information with you guys. Let's see. Right now, I'm going to be dealing with I'm going to show you a couple of videos. There was some information out the Black's Law Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
I personally have the 4th edition. And the reason I have the 4th edition, which I know there are new, more up-to-date editions, of course, but the reason why I have this is because the bookstore I got it from, it told me it had the definition of black in here. It does not, unfortunately. And, I took the brother's word for it, and when I got it home, lo and behold, it was not in there.
Wow.
But, of course, it still has plenty of other information in here. So I'm going to share some definitions out of here with you guys. But if anybody has the edition that has the definition of black in it, can you let me know what it is, what edition it is, and also can you send me a screenshot of the definition?
Wow. I got a Black's Law, but I think it's a later edition, bro. My big bro, but I'm definitely gonna look into that, man. And y'all do the same, man. know what I'm saying? The brothers kicking definitions out this joint. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could surf the wave longer. Wish we could surf the wave longer. We're going to do a quick belly flop, man. I don't know where to go. Let's go right here. Let's go.
Is that not what that is? Huh? Right here in the Black's Law Dictionary. All right? 4th edition. So, with all what we have coming down the pike, like I said, it's not a new law. However, let's see if I can. This is out of, they put this damn. Look at that. Excuse me, they put this ad in the way. All right, here we go. This is from, excuse me. Anyways, there it is. Excuse me. January 3rd, 2017. All right. By a very large measure, Americans oppose civil asset forfeiture. They think that it is wrong for the government to take property from someone who has not been convicted of any crime. The most recent evidence showing that is found in recent Cato Institute survey on public attitudes towards the police, and in it, 84% said they oppose allowing the police to seize a person's property on mere suspicion that he may have been involved in a crime. Unfortunately, it seems that Donald Trump's choice for Attorney General, Senator Jeff Sessions of Alabama, is among that small minority of Americans who reflexively support civil asset forfeiture because it supposedly helps fight crime. All right? At least those were his thoughts during a Judiciary Committee hearing on civil asset forfeiture, May of 2015.
Whoa.
I'm not going to read the...
Whoa. And that gets real cold when you get into that particular realm, that particular flow, man. Love to the brother. October Scorpio. Let's get some of this sea blooms, man. Love to AD. Put me on this. Let's get a couple minutes of this. Make our dismount. The biblical flood happens in the Americas. The biblical flood happened in the Americas. The biblical flood happened in the Americas.
Of all the things you would say, and the hopeless vision of how you move me that way. Oh, but everybody sees someone misled. How these
So this is reading out of the Thoth Emerald Tablets, and no, he is not Noah like they're going to try to claim. Oh, he's Noah. See, the flood happened and he had to hop into some ship and go da-da. No. Thoth is Thoth. Thoth hopped in a spaceship and went to the land of the hairy barbarian, which became so-called Africa. And then he said he put his staff up and put a slave vibration on them. That's not Noah. Noah didn't have to put a slave vibration on you. He said he had the people groveling at his feet while he did magic science. No, that's not Noah. This is someone who hopped in a spaceship with who he calls the dweller. So just because you're getting a flood doesn't mean you're Noah. This is not the Noah and his family, spreading this and spreading that. This is a rebuilding of Egypt, a rebuilding of Atlantis. When Atlantis was sunk in America, when Egypt was sunk in America, they rebuilt it there in the 18th dynasty. But the old stuff, the OG stuff, is coming out of the Grand Canyon right here.
contradictions got me out of my head. For a feeling I know. Oh, this contemplation's turning up on its own. Oh, your body's churning when living is rough. Well, are you yearning or are you giving
The way.
for understanding? Let me lay it on the line for our decisions.
Man.
We ain't got but a little time.
Vassals. Are you a homeborn slave, man? Can we get it? Can we get this dismount exodus of North America explained? Love to ancient cartography. Let the AD and Isaac, man. Let the Uno,
Hello, this is Troy
Hiram,
for Ancient
J. Stu and the
Cartography. We're going
tribe.
to talk
Let
about
go.
some things today. And I want you to read this thing right here, Ezekiel 29:3-9. It's talking about a river that's cut out like a crocodile and all this, and it's talking about certain things of it. Now, what we're going to show you is overwhelming, and we've got so much of it. What I've done is researched all the wonders of the world, and they're all talking about North America and explaining. And we figured out that when Solomon everybody had came to see King Solomon from his wisdom, then he sent ambassadors to their area and set up and showed them how to build Phoenicians and stuff like that. And when they did, they made maps telling about this area in the kingdom. So we went out 15 years ago out to the west and started looking and researching, and we found the Sphinx with these marks on it. You can see they're lightly tattooed on here. Well, if you'll look over here at this Egyptian panel, this is Apophysis. Okay, you can see the same marks are printed on there. And if he was to look at you, it would look just like this right here. You can also find this on a bowl. There's just so much. But here, listen to me carefully. This is Apophysis. Okay, and they're talking to him